Good afternoon all. We have sudden answer writing session today because it was long pending. So see, answer writing is why it is important. It is important because see, we take a saw and we try to cut the tree. And when we try to cut the tree, we don't think about sharpening the saw. So what will happen? It will take a lot of time. So we will be trying a lot, but the tree will not be cut. So then another person comes and tells that you are using the saw, you are using the hand axis, but you are not sharpening it. So sharpening is important and cutting the tree is also important. Both are equally important. So answer means how we sharpen our saw, how we sharpen our hand axis. Similarly, daily practice is also like sharpening our saw, sharpening our hand axis. So that you have to remember daily daily doing the practice is most important. So before that, I made some content, how to start our preparation, how to start our answers. Based upon this, I made some questions and I made some answers. First, importance of answer writing in UPSC. I'm telling you, when I'm preparing for civil services, at that time, answer writing was not there. Never. There is no concept of test series also. There is no concept of test series also. Then what happened? Then number of people started attempting, competition has been increased, more number of people are writing. So who is writing good answer, he is getting the marks or she is getting the marks. So hence, the getting of marks is directly proportional to whose answer is good. So hence the concept of answer writing came because of competition. It is because of competition. So if you want to stand first in the competition, your answer should be good, number one. Number two, when should we start practicing writing? When we should start practicing writing? From the day one. Here comes the question, sir, how I should start answer writing? Your answer writing should start with the simple questions like what is democracy, what is secularism, what is republic. So we have to take some basic questions, simple questions. So on republic you need to write one page, on secularism we need to write one page, on democracy you need to write one page. So what will happen? You start writing answer to simple questions. Then later on, we have to go with PYQ, Generally, students in a hurry, they start writing PYQ's answers. Now, you should not write PYQ's answers. Who are beginners, they have to write answers, simple paragraphs. Small paragraphs. What is democracy? What is such type of answers, such type of paragraphs you have to start. That is the first thing which you have to keep in your mind. Coming to the next question, what should one write? As I told you, you don't need to take a PYQ and write answer now itself. You have to take some very basic question, very 8th class, 9th class, 6th class, 7th class standard question, and you have to write the answer. So beginners, those who are starting now, as you are also a beginner, so start with the very basic questions. What is constitution? What is preamble? What we learn from preamble? What we understand from constitution? These are the basic questions which you need to write the answers. Then third question, what should be the level of our writing? See, this is very important. What should be the level of our writing? First and the foremost, answer should be free from grammatical errors. Answer should be free from grammatical errors, spelling mistakes. If there is any spelling mistake, how much beautifully you write the content, if there is one or two spelling mistakes, you will get very less marks. So, there should not be spelling mistakes, there should not be grammatical errors. These are the very basic things one should keep in your mind. Yesterday when I was evaluating one student paper, some students will be there, they think that they know everything. So, he is also from the same category. He written answer and he showed me. A lot of from article, from Hindu newspaper article, everything he written in the answer sheet. But spelling mistakes and grammatical errors. Finish. What will happen? The evaluator will make the judgment. And 15 years seniors to me will be evaluating your paper. They don't have patience. So they will judge by the spelling mistakes, they will judge by the grammatical errors. They will not read also. First you should keep in your mind. You will think, generally aspirants will think that I will write a very good answer, I will write this, I will do that, I will read Yojana, I will read Kurukshetra. First your basic English should be good. First, there should not be any spelling mistakes, there should not be grammatical errors. If there is grammatical errors, finish, your answer will not be evaluated only. Why? Because I made a judgment, this fellow doesn't know grammar. Spelling mistakes. Sentence of disproportionate length. Sometimes full stop we will put and we will be writing the answer. And that sentence will go for 3-4 lines. A sentence should not be more than 3 lines. And a paragraph should not be more than 5 lines. This is standard for UPS. When your paragraph is more than 5 lines, the evaluator will confuse, not you. And if you confuse evaluator means you confused UPSC. So, a paragraph should not be more than 5 lines. A sentence should not be more than, these are very, very basic things. That from day one you have to practice. Oh, if I am writing an answer, my paragraph should not cross 5 lines. If I am writing one sentence, my sentence should not cross more than 3 lines. This you have to keep in your mind from the day one. These are prerequisites. Bombastic words will be there. Some students will be using banana republic. Banana republic is a very big word. So we think that if by using some decoratory words, using some high standard words, our answer will become more lucrative, more commercial, so that I can get more marks. Evaluator don't know the meaning. Evaluator should know the meaning. No, he only doesn't know the meaning. So your words also should carry simple words. We should not use bombastic words. We have to use jargon. Jargon means what, sir? Every subject have its own technical language. For example, if you are writing economics, you have to remember exchange, you have to remember inflation, you have to remember current account deficit, you have to remember capital account deficit. This word should be repeated. These are not bombastic words. These are called technical words. If you are writing history, you have to use battle, conflict, or instrument of accession. Such type of words you have to use. When you are using your polity, you have to use like center-state relations. You have to integration. Such type of words. These are called as technical jargon. Simple words. Then we should not add irrelevant facts and irrelevant figures. My teacher told that I have to add some flowcharts. My teacher told to draw some figures, so I will draw one figure irrelevant. The question is on Andhra Pradesh and the map is of Karnataka. Finish. Sir, some map is there, no, give 1 mark. Irrelevant content should not be there. There is negative marking also in UPSC for irrelevant content. These are the prerequisites which we have to keep in our mind before starting preparation, I believe. Main thing, there should not be spelling mistakes, there should not be grammatical errors. Compulsory in the month of June, you will be having basic English grammar lectures, minimum 5 to 6 lectures we will take extra by English teacher. By any English professor, we will conduct 5 to 6 lectures where you will be taught with basic grammar. It's not shame. It's because of our environment. It's because of our school. It is because of our nature and nurture. Our English might not be good. But what we have to do, UPSC, we have to write in English only, no. So hence, our English should be good. Break down the answer into paragraphs of points as you may choose. If you are using a quote, please don't change or re-change its phrases. When you are using the quote, like for example, eye for eye makes the whole world blind. You forgot an eye. Hand for hand make whole world. So you cannot change the phrases. These are prerequisites. Instead of that, we should avoid writing also. If you don't remember, you don't write that. But don't write wrong. These are the things which I want to tell you. And the next, should we use flowcharts and or diagrams? Yes, 100%. We can use flowchart. Flowchart means what, sir? Flowchart means not only this. It can be some pie diagram also. It can be some schematic diagram also. Any diagram you can use. So that you will simplify the answer. For example, the impact of democracy on India. Social impact, political impact, cultural impact, educational impact, etc. So easy understandable. The diagram should be easy understandable. That is one thing which you have to keep in your mind. Paragraph or point-wise writing, I am telling you. General studies 1, 2, 3 is a rule of thumb. Write point-wise. Intro 3-4 lines, conclusion 3-4 lines, rest of the answer point-wise. GS 1, 2, 3. Coming to ethics, coming to essay, coming to optionals also, paragraphs, small paragraphs. Paragraph should not be more than how many lines? 5 lines. Paragraph should not be more than 5 lines. Means what? 1 point, 1 criteria, 1 paragraph. So that paragraph should rotate around that criteria. That paragraph should rotate around that particular event. So GS 1, 2, 3 point wise, essay, ethics and optional, small paragraphs, not more than 4-5 lines. This is standard, which I understood with my 14 years of experience. When an aspirant is writing like this, they are getting marks. We tell no, topper's copy. What do we have to read in topper's copy? We have to analyze this. What is common thing among the toppers? It is not the content. Content anyone can read and anyone can get. If I read, I will get the content. No. We should never read content from topper's copy. We have to analyze the format of writing. We have to analyze the design of writing. First thing we have to understand. Students are copying content from the topper's copy, not content. Ela rasaru, how they written. Oh, so this topper, she written small paragraphs. Every paragraph, she was covering one topic. Umaharati paper, which I evaluate on daily basis. So I understood that. And all the toppers, when I checked, the same format they used. Oh, that means they are making the work of evaluator easy. Paragraph or point wise, 1, 2, 3 GS, ethics and essay and optional. Your answer should be relevant, correct, crisp, neat, adhere to the word limit, coherent. Again, what do you mean by neat, sir? Neat writing means it is legible writing. What is the meaning of legible, sir? Understandable. Understandable. There is no necessity to write a neat answer, but there is a necessity to write what? Legible answer. Ardham avali. Chadivite ardham aithe chalu. So these are the things which you have to keep. It should be crisp to the point. It should be relevant. It should be current. Correct means a demand of the question. These are the prerequisites to write a very good answer. ఇలా ఎవరైతే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తారో వాళ్ళ ఆన్సర్స్ బాగుంటాయి. ఆ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయడం వల్ల అది అలవాటు అవుతుంది కాబట్టి అలవాటు వల్ల ఫాస్ట్గా రాస్తాము. ఫాస్ట్గా రాయడం వల్ల విత్ ఇన్ ద టైం లిమిట్లో కరెక్ట్గా రాస్తాము. So it is not about practicing. When we are practicing also, whether we are practicing appropriately or not. These are the some things which everyone should know about it. Do's and don'ts. Do understand the question fully and correctly before contemplating an answer. First understand the question. For example, there is a question on the end product of agriculture produce is not that much lucrative as compared to the end product of agriculture in West. So the question is all about, again I am repeating, the end product of agriculture produce in India is not that much lucrative as the end product of agriculture in West. So that means the question is about food processing industry. We don't have food processing industry. The question is, this question meaning is what? If food processing industry is best, then our Indian agriculture end product also will be lucrative. Why in West agriculture end product is lucrative? Because they are having what? Food processing industry. And food processing industry is one line in your GS3 syllabus copy. In your GS3 syllabus copy, one line is food processing industry. Understand the question, that is the first to do. How we can understand, sir? That is called as comprehension skills. How we can understand a question properly? That is called as comprehension skills. What you are understanding? Second, Understand the directives. If time permits, I will explain that also. Understand directives. What are directives? What is examine? What is discuss? What is critically evaluate? What is analyze? What is substantiate? What is elucidate? What is justify? What is comment? What is examine? These all are key directives. These are called as keywords. Key directives. Statement is 50% of the question. The keyword, the key directive is 50% of the question. Basic mental framework of the answers before writing anything on paper. Basic mental framework. Oh, the question is about food processing industry. So food processing industry I would write. First paragraph I will mention what is food processing industry. Second paragraph I will write some facts with respect to food processing industry. Third paragraph I will write what are the mega food parks which are there with respect to food processing in industry. What are the positives? What are the negatives? What are the steps taken by the government of India? What are the necessary recommendations which I recommend, and conclusion. ఇలా మన మైండ్లో ఒక మైండ్ మ్యాప్ వేసుకొని దాన్ని మనం రాయాలన్నమాట. దీస్ ఆర్ ద డూస్. వాట్ ఆర్ ద డూస్? ఫస్ట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద క్వశ్చన్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద సెకండ్? కీ. వాట్ ఈస్ ద డైరెక్టివ్? ఎవాల్యుయేటా, జస్టిఫైవా? వాట్ ఈస్ ద డైరెక్టివ్? థర్డ్ వాట్? Contemplate. We have to contemplate. We have to contemplate in our mind, what we have to write. We have to make a mental map. These all things will be there. We have to think also before writing answer, before reading something, after reading something. We have to think. Once we think, brainstorm. Once brainstorm happen, our brain will grow. Don't wait for the answer to come to you. Instead, force it out. అరే ఏం గుర్తు రావట్లేదు, ఇంత చదివి ఏం గుర్తు రావట్లేదు, ఎక్కడ ఏదో మర్చిపోయాను, ఏదో ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ, బికాజా ఏంటి, ఎంత ఇలా అంటాం ఇలా అంటాం, ఈ వీళ్ళు తెగ రాసేస్తున్నారే మన పరిస్థితి. Answer will not come near you. We have to bring the answer. We have to have a thought process. We should develop the answer. We will try to remember one sentence. If you don't remember the sentence, we will stop there. We should not stop there. We have to forget it. Sorry, next. We should not force for an answer. It should come out naturally. Don't overstretch your imagination. అది ఏముండే, అదేదో ఉండే ఏంటి అసలు అది. Don't overstretch your imagination. And third, don't try for best answer, my dear. This is very seriously I am telling you. There is nothing called as best answer. There is nothing called as perfect human being on the earth. There is nothing called as best answer. I will write only best answer. One student was there. He never used to write any test. He never used to write any test. I used to ask him, request him, but never no. Then once I asked him, I called him and I asked, why you are not writing? No sir, I will write only in UPSC examination. I fixed it. I will show my best answer only to UPSC evaluators. So there is nothing called as best answer. We have to develop eventually. Slowly, minimal answer. అందరు అద్భుతమైనటువంటి ఆన్సర్స్ రాయరు. మొదట్లో అందరు తప్పులు రాస్తారు, అందరు గ్రామటికల్ మిస్టేక్స్ చేస్తారు, అందరు స్పెల్లింగ్ మిస్టేక్ చేస్తారు. మనం ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసిన తర్వాత అది బెస్ట్ ఆన్సర్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో డోంట్ ట్రై దట్ ఐ విల్ రైట్ బెస్ట్ ఆన్సర్. దెర్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ బెస్ట్ ఆన్సర్. ఫస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు స్టార్ట్. Eventually we will develop, and in the beginning no one will write best answer. So these are the do's and don'ts. What are the don'ts? Number 1, don't force for answer. Don't overthink. Third is what? Don't try for best answer. Just write. There is nothing called as best answer. Eventually, comparative answers are there. That answer will be better than this answer will be better than this, but there is nothing called as best answer. Eventually, we will develop the good way of writing an answer. And how to structure your answer. Fitting introduction to your answer. Divide the main body of the answer into small paragraphs, small headings. Wrap up your answer with well-balanced conclusion. Intro, like what is the question? The same question we have to rewrite in different format. That is called as introduction in your GS. If it's anthropology, then the same question which is asked in the form of statement, you have to use one anthropologist who told the same words. Then body, that means the question should be divided into pieces. And the pieces you have to address in the form of side headings. Then conclusion, you have to conclude the complete answer in a simplified words with a recommendation, with a judgment, with a positive outlook. That is called as conclusion. ఇంకా సింపుల్గా అయినా ఇంట్రడక్షన్ నాకు రావట్లేదు సార్ అంటే ఆ క్వశ్చన్ని తిప్పి రాయాలి. One introduction has been completed. If you practice like this for 15 days, 16th day you will develop slowly. How to introduce and conclude your answer? Introduction. 3 sentences, 5 lines. Intro should not be 4-5 lines. Examiner know beforehand that you know the answer and that you are, means we have to explain to the evaluator or examiner that I know the answer, I am going to write the answer. Through the introduction, we have to tell. For example, if the question is about anti-defection law, in the introduction, you will tell that the beauty of Indian political system is democracy. In order to continue the spirit and letter of democracy, we had created electoral system through which the people will be electing their people's leader. But once they elected, there is a chance that they might jump into another political party. In order to stop that practice, we had anti-defection law. So within 5 lines, we explained. ఎంతకని చెప్పాము, మనకి గొప్పది డెమోక్రసీ అని చెప్పాము, ఆ గొప్ప దాంట్లో మనకి ఎలక్టోరల్ సిస్టమ్ అని చెప్పాము, ఎలక్టోరల్ సిస్టంలో మనం పొలిటికల్ లీడర్ని ఎంచుకుంటామని చెప్తాము. కానీ ఆ పొలిటికల్ లీడర్ పార్టీ జంప్ చేసే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. అలా పార్టీ జంప్ చేయకుండా ఉండడం కోసం మనం తీసుకొచ్చినటువంటి సిస్టమే యాంటీ డిఫెక్షన్. సో విత్ ఇన్ 5 lines I explained what is యాంటీ డిఫెక్షన్. So what evaluator think that he told Indian system is great because of democracy, very good. In democracy there will be political process. In political process, through elections a political leader will be elected, and the political leader, once he win, there is a chance that he might jump to the political party. To stop that practice, we have any question it can be. So if I am evaluating that particular paragraph, I will come to conclusion that this person know about anti-defection law. So remaining body just overlook. Correct. What facts? Which Constitutional Amendment Act? Which schedule of the Constitution? Yes or no? Facts చూస్తాడు. Correct. Positives, negatives, any example. కిహుటో హోలాన్ కేసు ఉందా లేదా అది చూసుకుంటాడు. మళ్ళీ కిహుటో హోలాన్ కేసు ఉంది, ఎస్. And conclusion. However, to protect the democracy, we have anti-defection law. So there is nothing called as best answer. We have to develop the answer, ante. Which is practical, which is real. To conclude your answer, begin with a simple sentence that brings together all the main elements, arguments of the answer. We have to summarize it. Time management. 3 rules of thumb. Number 1, go with the flow. Once you started the answer, we have to go with the flow. First we have to think. Once we have a thought process, then we have to write the answer. We have to go with the flow. Second, write in language that comes naturally. True. Third, do not get stuck with one question where you don't know. You should not stuck there. Means time management with GS 1, 2, 3 mainly. 20 questions will be there. 10 into 10 or 10 into 15. Yes sir. Earlier it was 20 into 12.5. If one question if you stuck, finish, done. Best time management is, I told earlier also, in the beginning stages we have to take one rough sheet. What you are going to write the answer, you have to put on the paper in the form of a draft. Intro, this words. Body, this words. Conclusion, this words. Same thing you have to write in your answer, so that you will not think once you started writing. The time will consume when you are thinking, writing. You have to stop thinking once you thought. Second, you should not write this rough draft also. You have to have mental draft. ఇలా రాస్తాను, ఈ ఇంట్రోలో ఇది ఉంటుంది, ఇవి నేను వాడతాను, బాడీలో ఇవి వాడతాను, కంక్లూషన్. సో దట్ వీ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ దట్ మెంటల్ మ్యాప్. వెన్ యూ హ్యావ్ దట్ మెంటల్ మ్యాప్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద అడ్వాంటేజ్ మీన్స్ యూ కెన్ రైట్ ఆన్సర్ విత్ ఇన్ ద టైమ్ లిమిట్. How we can develop, sir? By practice. You have to practice. And next, whether to leave or attempt unfamiliar questions. In the first round, unfamiliar questions should be left, mainly in mains. For example, 14th question you don't know. 13, 15th you have to go. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then you have to come for 14. Same like first round, second round, how we will do in prelims. In the same way we have first round, second round in mains also. Whether to enroll, yes, 100%. Yes, test series will help. Why, sir? Why? Because see, where you have made, it will give a timetable. The big problem is timetable. Including me also, I will not, see, I will tell you, for example, just understand. If you want to go to gym, what is the difference between free test series and paid test series? I will tell you. What is the free test series and paid test series? Free gym, paid gym. You want to go to daily gym, you paid 1,000 rupees. Then if you don't want to also, you will go. Why? Because you paid 1,000 rupees. A jogging ground is there. For jogging ground, you have to pay someone 500 rupees, for example. You want to jog, but you are not jogging. Now you paid 500 rupees. For that 500 rupees, at least you will try to go onto the ground. Why? Because they will fix some timetable. There is a need for some discipline. There is a need that someone should focus, everyone. So for that timetable, we need test series. We need tests. Second, tell where you have fared well and where work needs to be done more. Having a regular rank card on your answer writing is always helpful. Feedback is very important part of learning process. So writing test is most important. Writing test is most important. It can be test series or it can be writing tests, wherever it may be. If you are writing tests, you will be developed a discipline, you will be following some structure. That is most important. General studies, for example, I will tell you, see, GS 1 I took. General studies 1. How we have to write history questions. To the point, dates, timeline, according to the demand of the question. This is a framework. To the point, we have to write history questions. Coming to geography questions, add flowcharts, diagrams, maps and facts. Why? Because society is there. Facts. అంటే ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్కి ఎలా రాయాలి అనేది ఒక ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆంథ్రపాలజీలో we have a framework for fossils. What is a framework for fossils of 1.6? This is fixed framework. There should be time period. That fossil is present from which time to which time. For example, Homo erectus, 1.6 million years ago. Second, where the fossils were being present. What are the fossils' name? Homo erectus heidelbergensis, Homo erectus javanicus, Homo erectus pekinensis, and Homo erectus ergaster. So where they are available? They are available in Asia, they are available in Europe, they are available in Africa. Next, phylogenetic status, Skupin diagram. Skupin diagram, phylogenetic status. Compulsory means where this Homo erectus is there, where this Homo erectus is there. We can fix them. And what are the physical features of Homo erectus? What are the cultural features of Homo erectus? Any unique points with respect to it? Unique point is fire was discovered by Homo erectus. And what are the reasons for its extinction and conclusion? Means if you write 8 paragraphs for Australopithecines or Australopithecines gracile variety, Australopithecines robustus variety, or Homo erectus pekinensis, Homo erectus javanicus, Homo erectus heidelbergensis, Homo erectus ergaster, or Neanderthal classical, Neanderthal progressive, or Homo sapiens, whether it is Chancellidii, Cro-Magnon, or Grimaldi, or it can be Homo habilis, or it can be with respect to Rhodesian man, or it can be for Narmada man, it can be for Ramapithecus, it can be for Shivapithecus. For any one question, same framework. What I notice, students are developing ready-made intro, ready-made conclusion, 100% wrong. We will be confused. ఆ క్వశ్చన్ వస్తేనే ఆ ఇంట్రో పెట్టాలని మనం బట్టి కొడితే గుర్తుండదు. బట్టి కొడితే ఒక ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ పెట్టుకోవాలి మనం. ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ మనకు గుర్తుంటుంది. సో ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్ ఫాసిల్స్, దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్. ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్ ఆర్కియాలజీ ఆల్సో వీ హ్యావ్ ఎ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్. Any question on socio-cultural anthropology also we should have a framework. Any question on anthropological thought also we need to have a framework. Frameworks need to be developed. If you have that framework, then automatically you will remember all the points and you will cover all the points in the answer what need to be written. So in this way you need to have framework. Okay, next class I will discuss about, in next session I will discuss about, I made all the directives, like what we should write for a define, what we should write for a describe, what we should write with elaborate, with example. For explain, what we should write. For explore, what we should write. For elucidate, what we should write. For identify, what we should write. For substantiate and demonstrate, what we should write. For illustrate, what we should write. Compare, contrast, examine, comment, what is the example question. And critically analyze, critically evaluate, critically examine or critically review, critically discuss or discuss critically. For such type of directives, how we need to write answers, I will be explaining in the next session of answer writing. Okay, so basic thing is, for answer writing, first we have to start. The first thing is we have to start. Once we start, then we want, ఒకసారి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుందంటే అప్పుడు మనం వాకింగ్ చేస్తున్నాం, రన్నింగ్ చేస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి, మనం స్టార్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత వాకింగ్ చేసిన తర్వాత మనకు దమ్ము వస్తుంది. అప్పుడు దమ్ము వస్తే ఏం చేయాలని అప్పుడు ఆలోచించాలి. ముందే ఇప్పుడు నేను వాకింగ్ చేస్తాను అనుకోండి, నాకు దమ్ము వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఎలా ఇప్పుడే నేను ఒక గ్లూకోజ్ ప్యాకెట్ ఇవన్నీ తీసుకొని వెళ్ళిపోతాను. ఫస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు స్టార్ట్. వన్స్ వీ స్టార్ట్, then automatically we will learn everything. Okay, and tomorrow you will have the answer writing session. Tomorrow we will have one-on-one session, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Who want to evaluate your copies to discuss by me, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. we will have Zoom session. I will take online and I will re-evaluate your papers. It can be weekly test 2 or weekly test 1. You can send to me directly in WhatsApp. 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. we will have online. Eventually we will have anthro class. Okay, 5 o'clock we will have anthro class. This session we will have continued by tomorrow. Thank you.